So good morning. Let's take a minute to find our sit bones. And you need to move the fleshy part away from the sit bones as you connect down into your mat and into your blanket. Hands on your knees, they can be face down or face up. Face down a lot of times is coming within. Face up is open for receiving. So wherever it is that you need to be, feel those shoulders come up next to your ears, and then slide the shoulder blades down your back. Go long through the crown. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose. Blow it out like you're blowing out a candle. One more time. Deep breath in. Blow it out. And feel yourself on the exhale sink down into those sit bones, feeling yourself anchor into the earth. And whatever your earth is, it might be your mat, it might be the blanket, it might be the floor. If you're somewhere where you're sitting outside, it might be the earth. So whatever your anchor is, feel yourself on the exhale, drawing down, drawing down, drawing down. Take a moment to just notice what's happening in the thinking mind. And once you've explored that interior of your mind, bring your attention to your breath. And notice how the breath is moving. Is it moving freely? Is it catching? Just notice, there's no judgment. It's more about gathering information. What's happening on the inside of my body? Where is there ease and flow? Where is there resistance? With no judgment, just notice. And as you're noticing your breath, begin to slowly even out the inhale and the exhale. Doesn't matter whether it's a short inhale and a short exhale. It matters that they begin to mirror one another. And then notice that. Notice in the mirroring, is it shallow? Is it deep? Does it jump? Is it smooth? Do you find yourself holding your breath, either at the top or the bottom of the inhale and exhale? Now notice as you continue through this, begin to deepen the inhale. If you already have a nice long inhale, see what it feels like to really expand the lungs. And notice if your shoulders want to come into play here. Oftentimes when we ask the body to do something new, the shoulders will want to jump in and be part of it. Now invite Ujjayi breath, tightening the back of your throat if you haven't already. Embracing each small change as it comes into play. What's happening in your jaw? Are you clenching your teeth? Imagine that the lower part of your jaw will just drop to the floor if your face wasn't there to hold it on. Let it be that soft. Let that jaw really, really soften. Notice as you do this how the head begins to change. Now bring your attention down into your upper chest, the upper part of your lung. Is this as far as your breath is going? Just notice. See if you can take it clear to the bottom of your lungs. By expanding the belly, expanding the ribcage. And then contracting the belly by drawing that belly button in. Notice how you're anchoring down into your cervix. What's happening in the hips? Are they soft and opening? Are they hanging on for dear life to hold you upright? Notice as you soften the hips and allow the upper legs to just roll open, because the pelvic floor is gently engaged. Actually remain seated effortlessly, allowing the energy of the posture and the breath to hold you. Notice where your head is. Are your ears over your shoulders? What would it feel like to draw that head back and draw long through your crown? Remembering to stay with your breath. Noticing how your attention follows the inhale and the exhale. Everything around you becomes an observation rather than part of your world. On the next inhale, begin to notice that we're going to begin to move, taking the body just slightly forward, about an inch, and then rotating to your left, and on the exhale behind and to the right and forward. So the circle is moving like you're stirring a pot, and the pot is the pelvic bowl. It's a nice, small, gentle circle, following your breath. Feeling the energy beginning to stir and waken. As you begin to increase the size of the circle. And adding the spine into this. So as you move forward, you cow, and as you move backwards, you cat. Bringing the shoulders into it, circling them around and down. Begin to feel your body move organically around this circle. And sometimes mine's an oval. Sometimes, as you're circling, you'll find almost what's like a record skipping in the movement. I call it a glitch. It's just resistance. It's where maybe there's tension accumulated, and just notice it. And then come to the front into cow and pause. And as you pause, begin to reverse the movement, going clockwise now. So there is the words are gone. We're going to just keep circling around, stirring our pot. Feeling the energy to become alive. So at the base of the spine, there is the core center of our energy. And as we wake this up, we begin to feel the warming around the spine that moves up, out of the sacrum, into the spine, into the base of the skull. Remembering to add your cat and cow. As you add cat and cow, you begin to notice how those upper legs set into the hip joints. So you have a nice rotation going with everything, opening things up. Beautiful. One more time around, and we're going to come forward into cow and take a nice deep inhale. And then exhaling back into cat. Inhaling up. Notice if there's any movement in your joints as we begin to wake the body up. We begin to invite it into movement. 2 more, cat, cows, and seated. One more all the way through. Nice, long inhale into cow. Feel those shoulders come down. And then exhale into cat. Let those shoulders kind of rise up as the back arches. And then inhale nice and long into easy pose. Coming nice and long. So if you're sitting on a blanket, go ahead and slide off your blanket. Move it off to the side and straighten those legs out. So my legs are always quite stiff after sitting in easy pose. It's kind of nice to give them a little bit of a movement. You can keep your eyes closed if you want, or you can look. You can flop your legs back and forth, let those feet make like windshield wiper motions. And then bring them both in and coming into cobbler pose. Soles of the feet together, rolling up on the sit bones and growing long in the crown. Take a nice long inhale. Exhale, begin to move forward. When you feel the body wanting to drop out of the hips, pause there. Let the legs open on their own. And then take a hold of your feet and pull them as if you're going to pull your soles to point to the ceiling. I like to put my thumbs right underneath the ball of my feet and give just a little massage there. So the cool thing about the feet, and then releasing those feet and just taking your thumbs and rubbing the inside of your arches, just right there. Self-care is really important here. This is like rubbing your back. This is the spine in reflexology. Come all the way up onto the balls of your feet, in between the toe joints and around the big toe. And then long stroke down, growing tall, hinging at the hips. And notice how just that little bit of massaging can open the hips, open the spine. Nicely done. Inhaling, coming up, releasing those legs back long. This is a great place to bring your strap into play. First, Dandasana in the morning. We want this more to be about long legs, flexing the feet, less about how far forward you go. Because for me in this body, just pulling those toes up like this, and then roll your knees as if they're going to open to the little toe without rolling the feet. So your feet are absolutely straight up and down, but your quads are contracting. That's this part of the leg, the upper leg. Drawing those knees up, spinning open, now head forward. Some of you who have super open hamstrings are going to be able to just fall right forward into a forward fold. The rest of us, in the world are going to hang out wherever we meet resistance. For me, it's pretty quick. So, interesting story about that. Resistance shows up pretty quick for me on the mat. I find in my life, resistance will show up. But as soon as I take a nice deep breath and breathe into that resistance on the exhale and allow it to be there, I'm able to move through it. I may not be able to move far through it, but I do move through the resistance. Grow long in the crown, lengthen out of that neck. And inhaling, coming back up. Letting that strap go down, point the toes, shake out the legs. Inhale those hands up nice and tall. Exhale them down. We're going to do 3 sun arms. So inhaling those arms up. Exhaling them down. Keep shaking those legs. Just doing something different with them. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Bring those feet back into flexion here. Hook those straps around it and exhale, heading forward again. Remember to engage those quads. When you engage your quadriceps, the tops of your thighs, the hamstrings have no option except to soften. They do work together, but when you intentionally engage the quads, the hamstrings soften and let go. Exhale, heading straight down. Feeling this. Where do you feel it? I feel it at my sit bones, all the way to my heels. Nice, strong legs. Resistance is there for a reason. Sometimes it's strength. Sometimes it's protection. Nicely done. Inhaling, coming up, release that strap. Inhaling the hands up, begin to shake the legs, exhaling them down, inhaling them up, exhaling them down. One more time, inhaling them up, exhaling them down, bringing that right knee to standing. Letting the left foot be strong and flexed. I'm going to invite my tissue to move out of the way as I inhale and spin all the way around into this beautiful twist. So this is my twist today, holding my knee. For some of you, you're going to be able to hook your arm all the way around. And for some of you, even more so, you can stretch all the way around and hook your hands. But yeah, that pretzel is not happening in this mode. So grow long in your crown. Look over your right shoulder. Let this twist be what it is in your body. So this is a common time when people begin to do this. Leaning back. It's okay to let your hand be on the floor as you grow tall. Now I'm going to look around, but you guys stay here. I just want to make sure everybody's got their twists going on. Draw that knee into your chest. Feel that hip open. Sometimes that is the position right there. That's the challenge. If you get a splayed out sensation happening, see if you can come out of the twist and bring that knee in. Because this is also going to open the gluteus medius, which is a part of our low back and our hip. Whoops, all of it. Drop out of your shoulders. Take a nice deep inhale and turn your head and look over the other shoulder. Oh yes. How does that change it? Can you feel the energy begin to run up your spine? Just with that one small movement. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, slowly begin to turn yourself around. Drop this knee open so that your leg is in a figure 4. I feel really twisted in my body today, but I don't think I am. I think that's in my thought process. So drop nice and tall. Inhale your hands up overhead and exhale. Head towards that foot. I might be able to reach it. If you can reach your foot and put your hands underneath your sole and draw yourself down, do that. If you can't, hands on your shin. Let it be what it is in your body. Now, Contract the upper leg, the quad, to allow yourself to come forward, but then let everything else go so that the body can soften into this. Breathing into it. Taking your right hand and putting it on the outside of that left leg. I'm going to invite my inside to come, and then inhale, open that arm up. Reach it up. Oh, that's such a deep twist. Breathe into it. Find your breath. Inhaling through that arm, exhale it comes straight down beside you, right beside you. Sink a little bit lower. See if you can move that hand down to your ankle. Inhale that hand halfway up, palm goes behind you, and turn it around. Open that back, open that shoulder. Look up over your shoulder. Yes. Tuesday morning twisting. Excellent. Inhaling, releasing that back arm, coming back around to that foot, setting that elbow down just about your knee, and inhale that arm back up and reach it over. Who knew sitting on the floor could be so challenging? Sink that hip down into the floor. Right hip down. Feel it open. 2 more breaths. Inhaling that arm back, lifting yourself up. Twisting back to face the front. Draw that left foot in to meet the right foot back into Dandasana. Now, I'm sorry, not Dandasana, but cobbler's pose. Hands on your feet. Grow long. Notice how different the left side feels from the right side. And dive forward. Keep that back straight. It's going to want to feel, in my body, it feels like my right side's way more open, so it really wants to go faster than the left side. But honor that they are different. Begin that massaging of the arches of the foot with your thumbs. And then this time, as you come to the ball of your foot, make some circles around it. And then work up through your big toe. So the interesting thing about the base of your big toe, between the knuckle of the big toe and the ball of your foot, in reflexology, that's your neck point. So as you rub that, notice how you can feel the tension beginning to drain out of your neck and shoulders. And then circles on your big toe. Nicely done. Inhaling, coming up. Release those feet back down into Dandasana. Take your strap back up. Bring those feet back in. Grow long and tall. Inhaling, exhaling, headed straight forward. Now, this is becoming easier as the body warms. So you may reach a point where you no longer need your strap because you can reach your toes. If that's happening for you, honor that. Give yourself the space to do that. 2 more breaths. And inhaling those hands up, exhaling them down, sun arms, inhaling them up, exhaling them down, inhaling them up, exhaling them down. Nicely done. Bring that left leg in. We've got to do the other side now. So, inviting all that center to come with you if you have a center. Bring that arm around. Left arm travels behind you. Opening those shoulders, dropping down, flexing through your foot. If that foot's gone on vacation, it's okay, just remind it to work. It changes the twist. Notice if your pelvic floor is participating in this. It may be, it may not be. I find that when I invite my pelvic floor in, and drop out of my shoulders, it gives me more room to twist. Breathing into it. Inviting those shoulders to go deeper to the right. Breathing into it. Drawing that knee in as close to your chest as you can get it. Feeling that this is the piriformis muscle in the hip that we're opening. And so what's really cool about that muscle, that's where our sciatic nerve passes through. If you get leg pain, this is a great opener for that. Take a nice deep long inhale through the crown and exhale, look over your shoulder the other way. Dropping down out of the shoulders. See what's happening on the other side of that right shoulder. Nowhere to go. Nothing to do. One more breath. And turn yourself out of this. Nicely done. Opening that leg up. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, headed forward. There's always a distinct difference in the left side to the right side of my body. Notice what's happening in your body. Do you have balance? Does it feel the same as your left side? Or does it feel different? It doesn't matter. It's more about gathering information. Feel your body beginning to soften down on the exhale. Growing long in your crown, reminding that pelvic floor just to be present. Taking that left hand, placing it on the outside of the right leg. Inhaling, opening that arm up. Whew. This always builds a ton of heat for me. Inviting the body to twist in a way we usually do not. Breathing into it. Exhaling that hand down. Giving the body just a little bit of a break. Taking a nice deep inhale. Inhaling it back up. Spinning that hand around behind you. So when we do these postures seated versus standing, it just changes it. Our legs are in a different angle. That's why it's different to walk versus riding a bike. We're seated differently. We're asking the body to do something different. Nicely done. Inhaling that hand back up, circling it around, bringing that elbow to the inside of the knee, taking the other arm and opening it up, circling it up and over. This is such a great lateral opener. Imagine that that arm is just going to slide right up over your ear. Really stretch it, like you're going to reach for that opposite wall. There you go, it changes it. Spin that heart open a little bit more. Deep breath. Breathe into it. Nicely done. Inhaling, coming up. Exhaling that hand down. Spinning your body back to the front of the mat. Releasing that foot back into cobbler's pose as we grow nice and tall. Shoulders come down, and then exhale forward. Growing long in the crown. What is different now from the beginning? Inhaling, drying up, Bringing those knees together, give yourself a little bit of a hug, rope nice and tall. And then exhale back, roll it back. Inhaling up nice and tall. And exhaling, rolling it back. Very nice and done. We're gonna spin around and we're gonna just come right up into standing. So what is the easiest way for you to get into standing? Sometimes it's doing a downward facing dog. If you have a hard time getting off the floor, if you just start here and then lift yourself up and come here, we can always get off the floor and then rise up into mountain. Very important to always have a way off the floor. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhaling halfway up. Exhaling down. Inhaling reverse swan dive. Exhaling hands at center line. Take a minute. Feel everything sink into the earth. Feel your entire weight go into the earth. Grounding. Nice deep breath in, circling around. Exhaling, swan dive forward. Bend the knees. We're going to step back with that left foot coming into high lunge. Right here into high lunge. We're going to just play here for a minute. So make sure that knee opens and sink forward and then straighten that front leg. And exhale straight forward. Exhale, drawing back. Now, let the work be between the knees. So as you draw back, feel as if you're going to draw your legs together. And as you do that, the feet don't move, but you feel the sensation of the hips squaring off. And then exhaling forward. And inhaling, drawing back. And we're going to hold here, not our breath, just the posture. Feel those hips draw together. I'm going to walk around and look at everybody. And keep breathing. Pulling those hips back. Yeah, looks good. Lengthening long through your crown. Nice. If you need blocks, you can always invite blocks into this practice here. Lift yourself up. So we're really working through the hamstrings, opening them up. Take a nice long inhale. Exhale, sinking back forward. Right here, we're going to stay on our toes. If you have a block and you want to place it next to your foot, you can, and then spin open. Right here, nice deep twist. Sink down in those hips, engage that core. Find your balance, find your breath. Inhaling, exhaling. Yes, you can always modify. You can sink back in your heel. Remember, this is less about touching your heel to the floor and more about the twist. So find your breath. If your shoulder does not want to be up in the air, you can always spin your hand around and let that arm go behind you. That deepens the twist, but takes the pressure off the shoulder. So you maintain the integrity of the twist without having to come out of it. Find your breath. Nowhere to go. Nothing to do. Balancing and twist. Inhale through those fingertips. Exhale, bring yourself down. So we're staying right here in lunge. We're going to sink back in that foot and exhale forward. Inhale back and exhale forward. So again, keeping that heel off the floor, we're going to bring our hand to the front of the leg. And we don't do this one very often. Bringing your hand to the front of the leg, because it takes a fair amount of balance, and spin open to the front. Now, if you're super balancy and stretchy, this is the one where you can hook your hand around behind your back and your front arm under your leg with your heel off the floor. Does not happen in my body. Still working on balance in my world. So breathe into it. I'm going to hang out in the opening twist right here. Find a drishti, find your balance. You can move in and out of this, it's okay. You can modify it by putting your knee down. There you go. 2 more breaths. Inhale through those fingertips, exhale, coming back down. Move that block out of the way. Sinking back, sinking forward in my, I had to come back forward a little. Inhale back and step that foot forward, coming into forward fold. Now, again, you're gonna find the difference in the right side to the left side. Make sure your feet are even. Inhale halfway up. Exhale down. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhaling, hands to center line. If you're dizzy, open your eyes. Sometimes when we do twists like that, it'll make you be dizzy. Okay, that's all right. Find your breath. On the next inhale, drop the hands down, circle them around. Exhale, swan dive forward, stepping the right foot back. Okay, so if having your heel off the floor is too challenging, you can always take a half a step in and set it down, or you can put your knee on the floor. Okay, so this is the modifications right here. You can still do everything modified. The challenge is in the balance of being up on your toes. So, blocks are allowed. Sinking forward, drawing back. Again, working to draw those knees together. Exhaling, sinking forward. Inhaling, drawing back. Exhaling forward. Inhaling back. Nicely done. Exhaling forward. Okay. Block next to your foot or your hand. Nice deep inhale. Spinning open. Remember, you can always spin your hand and put your arm behind you if you need to. Find your breath, lock in. Sink into that front knee. Sink into it. There you go. Extend that hand, drop it behind you. Open that shoulder. Look up over your shoulder. Inhaling that hand up. Exhaling that hand down. Sinking straight back. Exhaling forward. My left hip is a little tighter than my right hip. Exhaling back. I think I did that backward. Exhaling forward, inhaling back. Beautiful. Block on the inside of your foot or your hand. Really sink into that knee. Find your balance and spin open to the front. Again, you can deepen this however you want. Maybe it's going to happen in my body today. There it is. So I put my heel down on the floor. Sometimes you have to do that. Find where the balance is in your body. Drop that hand behind you. So super balancing. Find a point to look at. Release that hand. You can hook them if you want. Send that hand back up. Exhaling, spinning out of it. Keep back. And then step forward. Ooh, that was a big step today. Long step. Forward fold. Drop it all the way down. Inhaling halfway up. Exhaling down. Inhaling reverse swan dive. Exhaling, hands down center line. Take a break here. Standing. Anjali Mudra. Find your breath. Take a nice deep breath. Let those hands come down. Turn the long way on your mat. Open those feet up. Spin those toes to the corner of your mat. Okay, and then we're going to sink straight down. Right here. Oh, we've done a lot of forward work today. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. So hands come out to the side. Sink a little lower. Bring them into your heart. Sink a little lower. Find your breath. Close your eyes. Sink into where this posture holds you. We're actually going to move into meditation from motion right here into motion right here. So close your eyes. As the body's working, let the mind grow quiet. Keeping your eyes closed, you'll begin to feel the movement happen in the body. Follow it. Okay? The interesting thing about doing meditation in motion from a standing posture is your body has the ability to feel the freedom to do movement in standing. Now, it might take you to the floor, and if it does, follow it. Quiet the mind. Let the body be the leader. No two meditation motions are the same. The body needs something different every day. Your meditation and motion will be different than anybody else's. And when we get out of our way, when the mind is out of the way, the body has the freedom to move the way it needs to. We will do amazing things when the thinking mind is not in the way. Sometimes what the body needs is rest. Honor that. Sometimes meditation motion is constantly moving, and sometimes there's a great deal of stillness. Follow your breath. Follow your body. As you're moving through meditation and motion, and if you're still standing, begin to consider the idea of the motion to bring to the floor. Whatever that looks like. Might take 4 or 5 breaths to do so. And you just let it do that. And as you come to being on the floor, your feet can be straight out in front of you or in standing, it doesn't matter. We're gonna touch into Shavasana, but we're not staying there. So if your feet are in standing, let the knees drop together. Take a nice deep breath in, feel the crown of your head grow long, and allow your low back to drop to the floor. Allow everything to soften down. So I caught myself folding in the shoulders. What does it feel like to soften down through those shoulders? To let that jaw hang. Feel the stillness. And then begin to immediately bring yourself back, bringing your feet into standing, letting the knees just gently rock side to side. So your feet are in standing, but the knees are kind of doing that windshield wiper motion, back and forth, reigniting that low back, engaging the pelvic floor. Now bring those feet up into the air and begin to continue the side to side motion. It doesn't matter whether your knees are together or moving separately. Just giving yourself kind of a little low back massage on the floor. Great. Lengthening through that left leg and drawing that right knee in. Exhaling, drawing it in. Inhaling, releasing it out. Exhaling, drawing it in. Inhaling, releasing it out. One more time. Exhaling, drawing it in. Inhaling, releasing it out. We're going to switch sides. We're going to lengthen through that right leg. Exhale, draw that left leg in. Inhale, release it out. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, release it out. One more time. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, release it out. Bring those feet to standing. So left foot comes to standing. Right foot comes to standing. Hands come down beside you. Make sure that you've scooped your shoulder blades underneath you, creating a nice platform, preparing for bridge. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale it out. Feel that back flat to the floor. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, lift yourself up into bridge. Whatever bridge feels like in your body today. Now, something that is really nice to do, if you have a block or a book or something that you've been using at home, you can take it and turn it the flat way and just set it right underneath your bottom. And this is a resting bridge right here. You can deepen this based on the direction that you turn the block. At home, a pillow works, a book, a block of wood, whatever you might have. And then just allow yourself to settle into bridge. Feeling completely supported. And if you're holding bridge on your own, just feel the support in your feet, connecting to the earth. Take a nice deep breath in. For those of you in regular bridge, lift up and then lower all the way down. And everybody else who's on the block, stay where you are. As you come back to the floor or on your block, take a nice deep breath in. Lift up through the right leg and then left up through the left leg. And allow yourself to just be supported on your block. And if you're lying on the floor, you're doing the same thing. This is legs up the wall. Very nice. What legs up the wall does is quite the opposite of what the circles did, awakening our energy. This is calming the energy. So if you've had a rough day, go sit next to the wall and spin yourself around and put your legs up the wall, and this will just calm you right down. Find your breath. Three more breaths. Last one. Nice deep inhale. Allow that right foot to come down and then your left foot. Be back into standing. If you're on a block, lift up. Take that block away. Then lower down. Release those feet into your chest. Give yourself a big hug. Big hug. Hug those legs in. Gently, just gentle side to side rocking. And then ask yourself, do I need anything else? We did lots of twisting, so I'm not going to do any more twisting. It might be time to give yourself permission to lengthen through the right leg, lengthen through the left leg. Maybe cover up with a blanket today because it's kind of cool, which is a great thing. And as you prepare for Shavasana, feel your body soften to the floor. Your feet fall open. The core allows yourself to be supported, yet soft. Your breath grows shallow. Your eyes grow heavy. What are you truly hungry for? Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Imagine, what is your soul's true calling? Fall into the space of deep gratitude, ease, and flow. This is where your hunger is. Deep in the gratitude. And gently begin to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Inviting yourself to come back to now. And as you're ready, roll to your side. Letting it be a gentle arrival back to now. When you're ready, find yourself coming back into easy pose. Anchoring those sit bones back into the earth. We're going to end with one Om today. So we'll take one deep breath in, blow it out. On the next breath, we'll Om. So nice deep breath in, hands all the way up. Exhaling down, center line. Deep breath in. Om. Namaste.